This 1914 dime just sold for $9,000, and in this video I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to know about these 1914 barber dimes, why they're rare, why they're valuable, and what you need to be looking for on these coins. Alright, so the first thing that you need to be looking for on your coin is going to be what's called a repunched mint mark. So look at this 1914 barber dime. I want you to look really closely at that D mint mark standing for the Denver Mint on the back bottom center of this coin. It's important to know that cleaning your coin like the person did here is actually bad for your coin, but essentially this mint mark was repunched, making it a rare air, and that is why it sold for 30 bucks. Quite a lot of money for a dime coin. Now this next coin right here sold for $468. It's a Denver issued coin, 1914, and this one got graded by NGC at a mint state 64 plus star. So it's pretty rare to see a plus and a star together, but essentially it means the coin is getting close to the 65 grade, and also it has really good eye appeal. Now when it comes to grading your coin, 70 is the highest grade, and being able to achieve these high grades for a coin that's over 100 years old is really challenging. You'll also notice the toning on this coin. Toning is a naturally occurring oxidation process that happens when the coin is stored improperly. Toning can either increase or decrease the value of your coin based upon eye appeal. Now another important fact to talk about is the mintage. Denver minted 11,908,000 of these coins, and based upon supply and demand and how many of these coins were produced can definitely have an influence on the value. 9,000 buckaroos for this 1914 Denver issued 10-cent barber dime. That is a lot of money for a little dime coin. Now the metal composition of these coins are 90% silver, 10% copper, weighing in at 2.49 grams. So go ahead and weigh your coin, make sure that the weight is proper, and just understand that every point difference up to 70 being the highest grade really increases the value of a coin like this. Once you get up to the 66, 67, and 68, you're talking about moon money. If this coin would have gotten 1 point higher to 68, it would have sold for over $15,000, but this one still sold for a staggering $9,000. Moving right along to Philadelphia issued coins. Now you may be asking yourself, James, how do you know if a coin is from the Philadelphia Mint? Well, I'll tell you right now. You can tell if your coin is from the Philadelphia Mint by looking for a mint mark. If you see a P mint mark, which is more rare, or you see no mint mark at all, that means you have a coin that was struck at the Philadelphia Mint 99.9% of the time. Now, Philadelphia issued 17,360,655 of these coins, which is significantly more than Denver and San Francisco. More on San Francisco in a minute, but this coin right here was graded by PCGS at a mint state 65 plus, and there's also a CAC sticker. Essentially what a CAC sticker is it's a third-party company that will look at the coin and essentially grade the grade to make sure that the grading company was accurate, because there are times that these grading companies do make mistakes and the grades are not accurate. So long story short, the CAC sticker does increase the value of the coin. This one sold for $456. Now up next we've got another Philadelphia issue coin. This one looks a bit darker overall. That is just a bit of toning that happened on the coin, discoloring the coin a bit. Nothing to be concerned about, but as you can see, the grade has increased to a 66 on this example, and it sold for $504. Moving right along to a mint state 66 plus with a CAC sticker. That is a nice coin there. Philadelphia issued barber dime, and this one sold for $1,380. Now this absolutely blows my mind. So we're moving on to proof coins. Proof coins were made in a different manner than normally issued coins. Now get this, there were only 425 of these coins ever produced in proof state. That means if you buy 100 of them, you essentially own a quarter of the market. Just wild to me. Whenever I see proof coin mintages this low, I expect the actual values to be much higher than they are. This one was cleaned by someone, and PCGS did note that on the holder, and it sold for $300. This one actually got graded by PCGS at a proof 64, and the way that you tell if you have a proof coin is by looking how shiny and lustrous it is. It's going to be harder to tell on some of these older ones versus newer proof coins are much more obvious, but this example sold for $780. Now this proof coin was graded by NGC at a proof Proof 67. Just a beautiful, stunning coin all around. Look how nicely preserved this one dime really is. And this one sold for $3,120. Alright, here we are moving into the San Francisco issued coins. Now there were only 2,100,000 of these San Francisco issued coins ever produced. Typically, Denver and Philadelphia will issue more coins than San Francisco, and that is definitely the case with this coin. NGC graded this coin at an AU 53, which means about uncirculated, so this coin was actually out in pocket change, crossing people's hands before someone noticed it and said, hey, this coin is actually really cool. I'm going to keep it in my collection, and they were able to sell it online for $99. Up next, we have a PCGS Mint State 63 1914 San Francisco issued coin, and remember, the S mint mark on the back bottom center is going to signify that you have a San Francisco issued coin. This coin did sell for $336, moving right along to an NGC graded Mint State 64 with some interesting toning going on with the coin. This San Francisco issued coin was graded by NGC at the Mint State 64 and it sold for $360. If you have not done so already, make sure to get your free Coin and Currency ebook down below. We will see you in the next video.